So we're going to pick up right where we left off before we accidentally went to that Guatemala trip thing. So let's take a peek at linear systems. So solving a linear system is just figuring out where the two lines intersect. So our first example here is Logan and Jacob are participating in a readathon. Logan's grandma has pledged $35 plus $5 per book that Logan reads. So what I want you to do right now is attempt to write an equation for this information, a linear equation, using y equals mx plus b. So if you want to pause it here for 10 seconds, I'll let you figure it out. When everyone thinks they have it, or the majority, will unpause it. So the way we solve this is we figure out what our m is and what our b is. And if you remember, m is our rate of change and b is our y-intercept, or initial value or base value. So if you take a look at this, the first value here, the base value, is going to be $35, and the rate of change is $5 per book. So our equation would be equal to 5x plus 35. Expand this out here. 5x plus 35. So that's the Logan equation. Jacob's grandma says she's going to pay $12 per book. Okay? And that simply says amount equals 12b. So that's equal to y equals 12x. Right? She's not going to pay initial cost of the $35. She's going to give Jacob $12 per book. So what I want you to do now in here is create a table of values for Logan and who's our other guy here? Jacob. Going up by 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Going up for both of those like that. And our initial, so if we take a look at Logan here, I'll get you started with Logan. For Logan, his equation is this here. So if we were to do 0 books, it would be y equals 5, and we're going to replace the x with 0 plus 35. So that is going to equal y equals 35, because 5 times 0 is 0, is 0 plus 35. So we put 35 in here. To do the next one, we go y equals 5, and we're going to do 2 plus 35. So 5 times 2 is 10 plus 35. Which equals y equals 45. So 45 will go in here. And so on and so forth. And you can work it out on the way down. And this one here, the first one here, is going to be 0. So at 0 bucks, how much is he going to make? We plug in 0 into this equation. So y equals 12 bracket 0. And that's going to equal 0. Because she's not paying any base fee, she's just paying by the book. Then if she goes 2 books here, we plug in 2 in this equation. Y equals 12 bracket 2, which is going to equal $24. 24. So pause it here, and I want you to go through the last questions here. So give it a big pause here, and we'll pick up. So you should have got something that looks like this. 35, 45, 55, 65, right? And if we consider this x comma y, the y value or the dependent value depends on how many books you read to go up. It goes from there. So same thing over here. So we have a graph. Jacob is the green here. Logan is the blue. The intersection point, the point of intersection, we want to write in point form. So we're going to go 5. Remember, in the house up the stairs, it's 5 in, 60 up. That's going to be the point of intersection. So what does that mean, the 5 and 60? All right. Frankie's got his hand up. And probably Michael and Laura have their hand up right now. So I'll give Frankie 5 seconds to answer it, starting now. I'm going to presume that Frankie was right. That says at 5 books, they both make the same amount of money. They both make $60 at 5 books. Right? To summarize, prior to 5 books, if they read less than 5 books, Logan's going to make more money. If they read 5 books, it's going to be equal. If they read more than 5 books, Jacob's going to be making more money. Okay. So pause it here, write down your information if you don't have it down already. Then we'll go on to the next question. So for this one here, I'm actually going to take away something. I'm going to take away this one and this one. Instead, what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at these two here, and we're going to write equations using the information given. Right? So Mr. Johnstone's venture project class in grade 11, business class, Rob is going to sell sundaes. His fixed cost, even though it says X'd, his fixed cost is $12 for supplies, and it'll cost him $1.25 per Sunday. So I want you to write an equation for that information. So this is his cost. So we're going to go, instead of Y, we're going to go C. We're going to go cost equals. And we can even go mx plus b if it helps you. So what is his rate of change for this? And what is his initial cost? And I'll let you figure it out. If someone wants to come up and write it on the board, write it on the whiteboard, just grab not the whiteboard, the smartboard. Just wander on up, grab the smartboard marker in front, and make your way. And if anyone tried that, hopefully you remember that the smartboard doesn't work and you're writing on the board for nothing. So that would be who in the classroom would probably be up here trying this. Maybe Octavio. So let's take a peek here at what our slope is. Okay. Actually, let's go fixed cost first because it happens earlier. His fixed cost or initial cost is $12. Okay. His slope or rate of change is $1.25 per Sunday. So the cost is going to be 1.25. And if we want to replace the X here with S for Sundays, that's perfectly fine. Plus $12. Right. So highlight the second one here. Let's use pink because I like that color. He will sell his Sundays for $2.75 each. So profit, let's go profit here, will equal what? So mx plus b. What's his rate of change? And what is his initial cost or base fee? I'll let Laura tell us. The base fee is what, Laura? Of of course, 0. Not a smiley face, but a 0. Because there is nothing here. It's just the cost. It's just the rate of change. So the rate of change is going to be 2.75 because he sells his sundaes for $2.75. So this equation is going to be y, or profit, equals 2.75 S for sundaes. Now, let's use this equation, highlighter, this equation here, and this equation here, and graph it. So if I go up here, and let's pretend for argument's sake, I'm not going to put numbers on here right now. I'm going to mark it all up and do a hypothetical one, and then we'll scroll down to the actual one. Let's make a little mark here. So for this one here, we would find the y-intercept first, being 12. So let's say, for example, this is $2 each. So we're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And we'll put a dot right there. I probably should use something else but yellow because it's so small. Then 1.25 is going to be our slope. And if you remember, that's 1, 2, to rise over 1, so 1.25 over 1. So let's go here, and we're going to go up 1.25 and over. So it's going to set something like that. And once we have that, we are going to put our line on using those 2 dots. Look at that. Boom. Now our next one here, we are going to use the pink once I figure out how to draw again. Let's find pink here, which of course I don't have. Who says I can match it? There we go. So I have my pink here. Now I'm looking for my y-intercept, my b value, but my b value is 0. So that means we're going to start down here at the origin. So since it's 0, what kind of variation do we have? Do we have a partial or a direct? And of course it is what, Dylan? Perfect, direct. So we have it here, and now we go with our slope, and this is over 1. So we're going to go up 2.5 and over 1. What do we say these were? These were 2, so it's going to be about here. Let's say it's about there for right now. Then we're going to insert our line here and connect these two, and boom. So there's an example of how we graph using our equation of a line. Start with the y-intercept, or the initial costs, or base fee, and then do your slope. So let's go down and take a look at the actual picture. Right? I didn't get you to make a table of values because I want you to be able to graph as such. Now the point of intersection we have here is 8, 22. So 8 in, 22 up. So what does that mean? That point of intersection would be his break-even point. So if he sells 8 sundaes, his profit or revenue will match his costs. So that's going to be the point where he's going to start making money. If he sells less than 7, he's going to lose money. So if he sells less than 8, he's going to lose money. If he sells more than 8, he's going to make money. If he sells 8 exactly, he's going to break even. So for today, you have this homework here at the bottom of this page, plus the handout I gave you. And we are going to have our test on Friday since we're going to be missing students on field trips. Okay? Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully my daughter is not sick tomorrow.